Hey guys, welcome back to Buster's Corner. Saturday morning, December something. Anywho, we're talking season 4, Atlanta, and the next gen cars. Uh, this is going good. So, we're in week 13, crazy week, and next season starts on Monday. So, I'm definitely running competitively this season. Last season, we were just learning how to do stuff. But, so, that said, I hope you guys are too. Plan on making the points chase, if you will. Um, I think we have a good setup here, thanks to Greg G2. I guess is what we're calling him now, as his nickname G2. G2 came in this morning and had a really good base setup. Uh, so Greg was working on we talk about springs, front springs. So there's the idea of heavy stiff springs locking down the front end so it doesn't move around, right? Uh, there's also the theory of running offset front springs to help the front end rotate, right? Now I think that on the high downforce tracks, I think locking down the front end is the way to go. Um, Talladega, Daytona, you probably got to lock those springs down to keep from moving around. I'm thinking that the mile and a half tracks are not as aero dependent, and actually we're going to show that. I'll show you that in a second. And I think the split front springs is the way to go. So I took Greg's base set that he had this morning, and he had the stiff front springs. Very good setup. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, he was working out some bugs with it here and there late in the run. Um, was it loosen 1 and 2 and tighten 3 and 4? So, but I took his ride heights, I took his frame, I took his chassis, I put my spring set into it, which is what I'm gonna post here. Is my spring set in the front. The back springs were pretty much the same for his and mine. Um, that's the fun thing about this group that we have is, Greg's off doing his thing and I'm doing my thing. Come together on a Saturday morning or a Friday night, uh, throw them out there, mix them up, see what works the best, and you might get, one guy's got a good set, maybe the guy doesn't, but maybe both have the same set. You don't know. But that's what's so fun about this Buster's Corner, you guys, is you've got guys that want to talk about setups, guys that want to talk about springs, guys that want to talk about not wedges, but wedges, uh, talk about the aero packages and kick ideas around. So, and that's what we have here today is like I said, I took G2's setup, which I liked his ride heights. He had really, really good ride heights, um, not aerodynamically at all. And I was going for the aero package because that's what I thought we are supposed to do. I had a really good aero package, but it got too loose late in the race. If you run the stock setup, you will find between lap 10 and 15, it's going to break loose. Uh, I think Greg and I have been able to manage to resolve that, but late in the run, so between laps around 10 to 15, 1 and 2, you will feel it loose, and what's happening is that the tires are getting too hot. So you might get, let's say the right rear gets too hot and it starts to lose traction, and or vice versa. We'll give it a lap or two, manage the car, and let both rear tires get too hot, and then you got a pretty balanced car. Now, what we were doing in practice, so I was not lifting in the turns. We were running qualifying laps, 15 laps, and really getting everything hot. I just got out of a test session with Marty and Tim was in there, and Andrew and a bunch of other guys. And I noticed that these guys are lifting on corner entry, burping the throttle, if you will, get the rear end to unlock to rotate through. That's going to save your tires if we get the burping thing going. So if you burp that throttle a little bit, that's going to save you some heat instead of running qualifying laps. Okay, so I'm really excited. Let's see what we got here. Let me see. Let's go. Where are we at? Here we go. So here's my laps. I just ran a 16 lap stint, if you will. This is by myself, no draft, so I got 31.0. Let's go back here. 109. So I've been doing some practice in 134 and down to 90. So that's a tough one there. Okay, laps. So 31. So within 16 laps, I was still within a second. 31-1. I didn't go to 32-1. Let's probably get real close though. Okay, that's that. Garage. Here you go. Here's your tires. All right. So here's our issue right here. I got this 303, 293. So right here, you can see I was getting loose. This tire pretty much maxed out its temperature at the 300 mark. All right. The wear is the same. I'm not worried about the wear. The 97, 96 here, that's just from stopping the car. It didn't probably stop right, so that's nothing. Now, before I went out, I loosened this up a little bit. I was trying to get a better balance from this side to this side, and it looks like I may have gone too far. So this may be too loose right here. Yeah. If I tighten it up, then I'll get more temperature here. Because this one here was getting too hot, I think. So that needs to go back the other way. You know, let's just do it right now. 53.3. Let's go to a 53.9. Oops, wrong way. I'm going to go 53.7. I'm going to save that. I'm not going to change the number. 53.7. That's 1.1. All right. So like I said, Greg had really great ride heights, and so I just kind of stole his body and put my springs in it. So see, I'm running a 3800 and a 4300. I think Greg was running the 4200, 4250, something like that. So you know what I'm talking about. You guys that like the front stiff springs, you can set these up. My thinking though, and I could be totally wrong here, is when the car gets loose late in the run, it's like the front end has grip and the rear end don't. Well, because rear tires are hot. All right. But if you can get the front end to slide with the rear end, it'll prevent that snapping loose on the exit of turn two. So my idea with this lower spring right here is that's going to help reduce grip in that corner on the exit of turn two, thus preventing the snapping around thing. All right. What can you adjust in here? You know, tweak this a little bit to get where run your 15, 20 laps and see, you know, where you want your cross weight. I don't know if that's supposed to be there or not. I'm gonna get rid of it. Okay, -2, -1. The toe, I did some testing on I went back to Richmond, did some testing on toe, and I've seen setups with a -7, -5, and I think that's to compensate for a bump steer. I did not get to really dial that in and test it. Those might have been Greg's numbers, which are fine. But if you want to run yourself, say 5 laps, and adjust the toe on, especially the right side, and see if that bump steer comes into play. Yeah, I almost like to see it at like -5 myself, right? Right, it's towed in, so when the car's going down the track and it leans out, and then the tires go like this, right? You've seen that? So it's going down the track, and then when the car rotates like this, I don't think it's going like this. Maybe it is. All right, so you might be able to get some speed right there. All right. Tire pressures. So I've done this. I've run the 50s up here on the tire pressures, and I've ran these high and low. I ran the 30s over here. So the temperature still comes. You're still it's hot Atlanta. The temps still get there. So maybe you're by yourself. You might buy yourself a lap or two before you hit that 300 mark. But then you're gonna lose speed in the beginning of the run. You'll be too slow. And then you know this track. We've been running these really wide tracks lately. Uh, with traffic, it may slow you down enough to where these tires won't be a problem at all for you, especially if you get a lot of cautions and you can see the tire wear is fine, 96%. The tire wear is fine, it's the heat in the tires. So if you get cautions, you won't need a set of tires. You just need to cool the tires off, right? Because they're all going to come back up to 300 degrees or 290 or 280 within 10 laps anyway. So you don't need a set of tires. You can probably run one set of tires through the whole thing. Yeah, so that's just my thought. Okay, we're done there. Let's go Let's go look at a lap real quick. Oh, you know what else I did? I'm gonna mention this too because I changed this too, Greg. If you're watching, I went to the 406. I was testing the 406. I just think it needed more RPM uh, down the end of the straightaway. I think we're looking for 85 to 87, probably 87, maybe 87 in a draft even. Um, but I 86 in a draft. So we were running the 398, but I just felt like we needed a little bit more. So you can play with that gear as well. The diff preload. Okay, so originally this diff preload, people were setting it at 0, but um, I think what's going to happen, especially in the draft, is you're going to lift. You're going to lift the guy in front of you and run him over, right? So at that point, if you're going to lift, I want the diff preload to kick in, and especially coming out of turn 3. If you get a little lift coming out of I'm sorry, turn 3, duh, turn 4. If you get a little lift coming out of turn 4 with the diff preload, uh, that's going to help you from pushing in there. All right, you know that. All right, so that might be too big, it might be too low, and the drive might need to be changed. Okay, let's just go run a quick lap and we'll get done with this. Okay, just a quick lap.
We have about 1 lap of fuel left.
I've come to grips with the fact that in testing, put all the aids on. So you don't get that stupid black flag coming out of the pits. We'll just do 2 laps real quick. I got new pedals this week. I can't pronounce the name. It's those fancy ones that are German. Hassen build or something like that. They don't do any much good on a track like this because it's all flat-footed. That's a lot of money for a flat foot. But it's going to help a lot in Martinsville, right? And Phoenix. Oh, the fastest time yet. Woohoo! We don't need to look at tires or nothing. We've already seen all that. Okay. Okay, let's go look at some other stuff here real quick. Let's pull up. Yeah, we can do this one. That's fine. All right, I want to go to Downforce. Now, on my setup, I had a nice curve. My curve matched this one up here. All right, but there's that thing they're saying too, that the side bite on these cars is not there like you used to have. So as you get the downforce and bring the back end up, I think that contributed to the car wanting to spin out on lap 10 to 15. So with Greg's ride heights he ran, this is what he's getting. I'm like, oh, yeah, no draft at all, but it's working. So this is going to be called a non-down draft track. I guess what you're going to call that. All right. Suspension history. There's this one right here. This one has got me so confused. I got to do more. I got to figure this. I got to figure this one out. You know, because I go and I change something on the left front to adjust, you know, some of this stuff. I adjust this one, and then the right rear goes to the toilet. I try to compensate for this one over here and get this smoothed out, and then this takes it up. But this one here looks like that. I know what that is. That is the high-speed slope is too steep. That could probably be adjusted. There's room for adjustment. All right. Shock travel, shocks move. Ride heights. Some of you guys were asking, somebody asked, how do you know where the lowest point is? Like this right front, right front. Where's the lowest point on this graph? Just click right there, right? And it's right there. Actually, that looks like it hit the bottom right there. So 0.08. There's a 0.05. It's close, huh? Okay. There's that. But I also like to use, is this open? I still like my atlas. All right, I take my little dot, I put it right there. What do I got? 0.5, 0.4, 0.4, 0.4. Move it just a hair. 4, 4, 4, 4. Look at that, all fours. That's great. Greg did the lovely on this car. That's awesome right there. Let's go to the other side of the track. 2, 3, 4, 3. Yeah, move it just a hair. 3, 4, 3, 4. Looks like that right side go up just a hair. Okay. But see, you got no draft. So if you can raise the back of the car, you can get a rake number in here, but it doesn't seem to be working very good on this track. 5, 4, 3, 4. Perfect. It's perfect. It's awesome. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something here real quick. Is this open? Oh. So at the end of the week, when you have the setup that you want and you want to keep it, all right, see if this is the Discord channel, setup saved. So here we got someone here from Philip for his Richmond setup. Okay, put in here your finished setup. Okay, and I'm gonna start doing this too. There's my Richmond 1.5 busters. I think that was my last one. I'm gonna put it in here. So it's not going to be the setup I run today. It's probably be the setup I have on Wednesday or Thursday. I said, okay, I ran my 2 or 3 races. That's the best setup I got. Now I'm going to put it in this room right here. Okay, that's what that's for. All right. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Let's see. So those of you guys who are new, you'll find us on Facebook, Buster's Corner. Uh, Sign up for that, and we approve everybody. It's no big deal. Once you get into Buster's Corner, you'll get the link to the Discord page if you want to talk during races with everybody else that's in here. If you don't have Facebook, you can send me an email through YouTube, okay? And then I will send you the link to get in. But it's not just an open link that anybody can just pop into. You gotta at least come through the video or come through Facebook to jump in there. Then you're in. I think that's all I got. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Marty. Thanks, Tim. Thanks to the other guys. Daniel, that came out and a bunch of you guys came out and did some testing with us today. We appreciate it. Your input is always appreciated. It helps us do stuff. I'm going to try and do a video on springs and setup, maybe a series of what little I do know. Maybe right, maybe wrong, but I'll give you what I know and the process I go through to choose ride heights and springs, things like that. Okay, that's all I got, you guys. Subscribe, like it. Please, please, please like it. If you're going to watch the video, at least like the dang thing. If you don't like it, like it. That's all I got. Happy race day, guys. See you on the track. Say hi to the 209. Bye-bye.